You are taping.
I'm taping.
And
So,
if you go.
so what is a line judge?
If you go
So-
east on Maple.
It's a guy.
there's an interchange.
We don't let ladies do it because typically if you let ladies start doing certain ministries, it's not that they take over, but the guys
So,
stop helping out. So we want guys there. Knows the rules, professional, is active and aware, pays attention to what's going on. Need to be humble. I think I've got that in droves. Not really. And we're maintaining a Christian witness when we're there. Too often you see these things on YouTube or the TV or whatever like that of people just going nuts, coaches or whatever like that, and sometimes even the refs not staying calm. You know, we're hoping that we're not going to have a confrontation with the coach, but even if we do have something, we just stay calm and just talk to him and maintain our testimony. All right, we're a leader. All right, putting it into practice, we have line judge manuals in the back and rule books in the back, so if you probably got those already. So we're going to go through and review some of that. Never get upset, take offense. We're not supposed to coach the players that are there, but we kind of do. You know, they come up there and it's like they're going to run a relay. What pin are you going in on? They point to the wrong pin. You point to the correct pin that the anchor person goes in on. And you walk up to the kids and you say, how many laps you're running for three-legged race or something, and they say the wrong numbers, and you kind of go, two. You let them know. You don't want them to disqualify because of something as simple as that.
Or you tell them to talk to their coach.
Well, you tell them to talk to the coach, but usually I just go 2 laps. You know. And then if you're unclear on something, ask the circle director. There's no guarantee that we know everything that's going on. We've got all the rules, but we can make a decision and get everybody on board with something. Don't disqualify somebody if you're not sure. Just let it go. Let the game play out. Say something to the circle director afterwards. They'll make the decision at that point. So, rather than you making a decision, being incorrect, and then we've got to do a rerun. Keep the coaches informed. If they've disqualified, we talk to them, let them know why we had to disqualify them. All right, and we're an important tool to maintain a positive witness. We arrive early to set up the floor. We wear black slacks. 7 o'clock? 7 o'clock, sounds good. All right, yeah, come on in. Athletic shoes, Dave will get you set up with what you need in the back. We have a shirt that we wear. Put it down in the restroom, don't do it on the floor. Start laying circles, okay, yeah, 7 o'clock. You stay in your circle. You, only church teams on the circle. Oh,
No parents, no.
no parents or
No
whatever.
kids.
The floor area where the playing area is blocked off with some tape to hopefully stop parents and stuff like that from walking out there. But the only people are the teams and the coaches that are inside that tape. Even if mom or dad wants to get a picture, no, they can stay behind the tape. We have a meeting with all the judges to briefly go over some stuff. That's usually about 40 minutes before the meet. Clarify any rules. Sometimes we had to make a modification to the circle. Like one year we had a 5-way. So we had to kind of go over with the judges how we're going to work that rotation out with 5 teams. And then about 15, 20 minutes beforehand, we have the line judge meeting with the coaches on the circle to pray, go over any rule changes with them, answer any last minute questions that they have. And we got to find out if we're really enforcing that one with the no water bottles, because we've seen teams with water bottles on the floor before, so. But we'll know that for sure. All right. The actual order of events. Ken will get up there and welcome everybody. I don't know if you know that, but that's what you're going to do, Ken. Flag ceremony, 2 Timothy 2:15, make sure you know it. It's kind of interesting because all the different versions that get said. We introduce the teams, and then we actually go through the games. We have a message at the end. We have an offering, some announcements, and then we present the awards. So during the awards hesitation part, or when the talk is going on here. We're typically getting the awards ready, and we're assisting with the offering if there's not enough ushers. All right. Chain of command. The kids talk to their coach, coach talks to you, you talk to the circle director. They don't come with a question to the circle director, coaches don't come to the circle director with a question. You're their first line of who talks to the coach. And then if you can't answer that, or if they're still upset, then go to the circle director. Usually the circle director will see something's going on, and they'll walk over. Oh. Watch and listen. All right, the circle. Here's our big circle. The floor markings, direction of travel. So if it's beanbag relay or basketball relay, our feet are behind the line, but our foot can be on the line. That's okay. On the line, that's okay. Can't see the line, it's not okay. So, you guys are all wizards at this, so we know this stuff. All right. More circle. This is the passing zone. So that when we have a relay handoff, it happens in between the two diagonal lines, and they're not coming around on this side getting it. Now, if it's a Sparky, we kind of let Sparkies get away with everything. But if it's TNT on up, then we're going to call them on it. It's for passing zone, you're actually got your hands, or it's where the baton is. So if this is the baton and it's here when the player takes it, they're disqualified. If it's here, it's good. If it's in here, it's good. If it's over here, it's good. If it's like that, it's good. If it's over here, it's bad. So it's wherever the baton is. It used to be where the player was, but the baton's easier to keep track of. General instructions. Counterclockwise, clockwise. It's just decided on with the coaches or the line judges beforehand which way you're gonna to go after every event. There are certain events that we rotate on every heat, balloon relay being one of them, and we like to do it on beanbag bonanza because those are ones that have a very high frequency of disqualification. So you want to make sure that everybody gets a different judge on those ones. Keep things moving along. Be reminding coaches of what the next event is so that they can get their teams ready, as opposed to waiting for it to be announced and then getting their kids ready to go out and run their event. And then we raise our hand when the team is ready to start, and then the circle director sees that all the coaches or the line judge hands are raise their hand. When all the circle directors' hands are raised, then the game actually starts. Call a false start immediately. Don't hesitate. We had a hesitation last year on that. And you're responsible for your little quadrant, your team that you're on, and help determine the finish order. So this is really a huge help for the circle director, because sometimes they might see something differently. All right? And notify the circle director and of any disqualifications in case we weren't able to get a team out of the playing area when the game was happening. All right, beanbag relay. Count the number of players. In the rule book, it has a different number of players. So for Division 2 and 4, this is TNT here. We count our players, count the number of passes. We watch the floor markings and see if it has where we're supposed to be. Line judge is here, looking at this line, looking at the back foot here that the player has. And then if that foot is lifted in the air, it's fine as long as it's behind that line. If they bring that back foot forward in front of it, they're still fine unless they're throwing the beanbag or catching the beanbag. So if the beanbag falls in the middle here, this player can go out and get it, come back, put their foot in the back, and start throwing again. But if they're in front of that line and they catch the beanbag, at that point they're disqualified. All right, number of players, we don't have Division 4 here. Division 4 is 5 players. Let's see. All right, we kind of move along like that. And, all right. Quickly move along. We got some relays. This applies to any relay. Doesn't matter if it's TNT or the Sparky Safari, where they got them animals or whatever. you're going to be, you watch your runners and stuff like that, they're in the zone. Okay, we count number of laps, but you're gonna be standing here, not actually looking that way, but looking this way, and you're looking at this pin here, not the pin that's closest to you, so that as the runner comes around, if they've knocked over that pin, then you can remove that team if they've disqualified. And then you're gonna be able to see over here if there was a disqualification with somebody going out of the zone, but also the circle director is gonna be in the middle, looking for those types of things also. So the Sparky Safari is a little different, where they've got animals and they're running around and handing animals off to one another, and you're just making sure that the animals make it all the way around, and they're running in the right direction for Sparkies. Three-legged race. We don't have-
Mostly in the right direction.
Yeah, they're mostly in the right direction. We don't put the leg band on the players, it's only one leg band, so they can't like be, strapping them all the way up. We're using, as when I was a kid, we used ace bandages. We count the number of laps. We watch our zone, we're watching this pin over here, and we're also watching for if teams get passed or tagged. Because if they get passed or tagged, they're out. With Trek Journey, trying to remember, Ken, off the top of my head, if they fall, they're out? Yes, okay.
Are we in the circle
Journey.
director?
Journey only.
So again, you don't leave your zone, you're still looking at your zone. If somebody is passed or whatever like that, the circle director will be in the middle and they'll be saying, yellow team, you're out, you're out, you're out. And so it's best if we can move them out here, but sometimes the only way that we can do is we just say, step into the middle and just stand here. And circle director, a lot of times when I have a kid that's disqualified, or they finish so far in front of other teams, I'll just say, stand here right by me. And then I'll keep them out of the way for anything else that is happening in the middle with the teams coming in to finish the race.
Yeah, the trip disqualification is only on Journey.
Only on Journey for,
That-
all-
that-
okay, all right.
And trip is oftentimes a point of great discussion. Did the knee actually touch the ground? Did something else touch the ground? So we'll deal with that when we have the Trek and Journey.
All right, four-way tug. We're gonna start the beanbag. Let's see if we have a beanbag picture here. You're actually looking this way. For the kids, the beanbag starts at different spots depending on what grade they are. For Division 4, I can't remember if it's all the way back or one up, but it's in the rule book for there, so you can just look at that. And then we'll make sure, as the circle director, the day of the event, that everybody's got the beanbag in the right spot. We move the bag at the horn. The actual bag, if this is the direction of travel, and this is the line, this is the bag is like that, square, and then the front of the bag is at the front of the line. So it's not this triangle that we were doing for a while or whatnot. All the kids start with the rope taunt in the middle, so it's the round rope. The circle director will be out in the middle holding on to the rope, making sure everybody's even while you're back here at watching your bag. And then the game starts. Every time the horn sounds, every 10 seconds or so, we move the bag up. And then when somebody wins, jump up immediately, because the circle director is very close and sometimes they can't watch all four bags at the same time. So you jump up immediately, but you're making sure that they actually had possession of the rope and the beanbag at the same time, not like they grabbed it and then let go of the rope a split second later. No, they actually need to maintain possession for enough time that we can determine that they actually won, if that makes any sense. All right. There's the beanbag moving forward. We also have some things that happen if they reach back and they grab the beanbag and they move it forward. We don't put it backwards, back to this point. If they moved it up here, we leave it sit there, and then only when it reaches a point where we have to take the beanbag and move it forward, then we move it back toward the correct line. So we never take away an earned advantage that they may have gotten. Sprint and marathon races, these are 3-lap, 6-lap races, and then for Trek Journey, it's 8 laps, 7 laps. 7 and 8. So again, we're counting, but we're not counting out here. We're counting back behind our hands, back here, and we just count with our hands to make sure that they're doing it. We're watching, again, this pin over here. We're watching to see if somebody gets passed your tag, but there's no tag out rule in this game. The only time there's a tag out rule where you're out of the game running is three-legged race. So this one,